Where's your baby?
Playpen.
Oh.
Hello. Okay, let me just make sure we are live. Oh, it says that you're in the waiting room now. Do you want me to click it? No. Okay.
No.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for your patience. We were just having some tech challenges that are sorted out. Let me just check on my phone to make sure that we are live. If you're just jumping in, say hey down in the comments. Let me know the comments are working. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know all the things. And if you are catching the replay, click hashtag replay. Okay, let me just make sure we're okay. We're good. We're good. Oh, and the live captioning is my favorite thing. I'm so glad that it does that. Anyways, hello everybody. I'm just gonna dive right in. I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello. If you're new here, welcome. So excited to have you here. And if you've been here for a bit, I am so excited to bring this to you today. I have my friend and fellow coach, Emmanuel Hall, on the line today. And she is an extremely talented coach, and she specializes in speaking and presence, particularly online. So I thought that it would be really beneficial to have her come in and talk to you all about this really incredible and amazing topic of speaking with confidence. So, hey, girl, how's it going?
Hey, it's going so good. I'm so happy to be here with you today. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited for this. So I'm just going to let you take it away. Tell my people what they need to hear and help them sort out all of their speaking and get their confidence in alignment for that.
I am happy to do that. Wow. I love when I just have free range to do what I want to do. So when it comes to speaking with confidence as entrepreneurs and coaches, most of your group, I'm sure is identifies that way. I hear a lot of things, mindset and authenticity seem to be words that I hear a lot going around. And I'm going to speak to that now, and then I'm going to go through sort of the 4 pillars that I teach and that I structure my programs around to help us to speak with more confidence. But when it comes to speaking with confidence, I think people think, well, I just have to feel confident. I have to think that I'm confident and then I'll be confident. Change your mindset and then you'll just be confident. And while I think that that is true to a certain extent, mindset is probably about 70% of it. The way we build confidence in speaking is the same way we build confidence in any other thing. We have to do the thing, right? So if I'm going to pick up an instrument and start playing, I've never done it before, I'm not going to be very good, and therefore I'm not going to be very confident. Confidence comes from engagement. Confidence comes from learning a skill and mastering it. So think of speaking as any other skill that you need to master. So yes, we have to believe that we can do it. We have to believe that the confidence will come and change those limiting beliefs. However, there is technique. And if you start to master the technique, then the confidence will come. All right. So when we talk about technique, these are really the 4 pillars. And the first pillar is the most important. So even if you just listen to that and then sign off, I think you will have gotten 80% of the information. We talk about presence, voice, connection with your audience, and then mindset, or as I like to call it, grit. So the first one is presence. And that I say is the most important because let's be honest, when we see somebody who speaks with confidence, it's not the words they say that exudes the confidence, right? It's their presence. Even in real life, if you're at a party, those people that they walk into a room and you're like, who's that, right? They got that swagger. So how do we build that confident presence before we even open our mouths? Well, this is how we do it. We focus on our posture and our energy first. So as you know, I incorporate a lot of movement. I'm a dancer background. I'm a yoga instructor. So before we can be cerebral about anything, let's feel it in our bodies. So let's shake out that energy that isn't going to serve us. And let's move our bodies in a way that feels good so that we can start to connect with ourselves first. Before we can connect with others, we have to connect with our body and ourselves. So get rid of any negative energy by shaking your body. Ground down. This is the other thing I see a lot, more so in real life, but definitely on camera too, is like a lot of this like shifting energy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. We shouldn't be standing there like soldiers, not moving at all. However, that to me does not exude confidence. When I see a speaker whose feet are kind of shifting around all the time, or they're fixing things a lot, right? That's not, you need to feel confident without any gestures at all. Just being able to stand in your presence and know that you don't need to add anything. You don't need to, put anything on. You just need to be grounded and confident in yourself. So get grounded, move your body, align the spine, shoulders down, head tall, right? Crown of the head reaching forward, feet planted. And then all of that is great. But if we're holding our breath and we're speaking really breathy, that does not exude confidence either. And I see this, and this is definitely something that is a skill that you can work on and master. The first two things we work on in my course is your body and then your breath. Own your body, own your breath. So if you take nothing else away from this, before you speak, work on your posture, get rid of that energy that's not serving you, get grounded, and then practice some diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing is what singers use. We do a lot of it in yoga and breath work, but then it's funny because as soon as we start to speak, we forget all about it. And our nerves get the best of us and we get really breathy and we start to race and it all comes up here and it's like, whoa, there's so much frazzled energy. So take your time to ground and breathe. Okay, so that is number one, presence. That's all part of it before you even open your mouth. I know this has been said so many times. People don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. And you can make people feel something just by walking in a room with a certain kind of presence and a certain kind of energy. Am I making sense so far? Did you want to say anything? Are we good to keep going?
Perfect. You're good to keep going. That's awesome. So helpful.
All right. Just like to take a little breath, I don't want to overwhelm. All right. So number two in the pillars, the first pillar is presence. The second one is voice. This is what we need to master. So many people don't think of their voice as important, especially the way that it sounds. And this is where I get into this authenticity thing. I get a little bit of a beef with that because we tend to think that the way that we speak normally is our authentic voice. We have no concept. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Many of us are unaware of the blocks that have been downloaded subconsciously onto us. So we have actually changed our voice. We change our voices as women. We want them to be deeper, right? Subconsciously. We change our voice based on our culture or our class. We change the words that we say. So a lot of things change our natural, purest, beautiful voice. Those first sounds we made as babies when we didn't have any ego, any limiting beliefs coming in, those were our real raw sounds. And then we start talking in higher pitches or we start talking in lower pitches and we start getting gravelly voices. And so all of these things are blocks from our natural voice. So you may feel like that's just who I am and that's my authentic self. But I promise you that if you feel like your voice is not powerful or if you're not feeling confident, if you can find that pure resonating tone that is your natural voice, you're going to have more of a powerful voice. So think of this. I always say, when you go see a concert, back when we were doing that, I remember seeing concerts like in a church and the acoustics are just amazing. You literally feel like those hairs tingling in the back of your neck and you feel like that emotion that the sounds give you because there's that reverb, right? It's the sound coming out from us and it hits something, it hits the wall, it hits the acoustics, and we feel that vibration. Our voices have the power to do that also. We just haven't been trained to make them. So you can work on your voice and still be authentic. You're essentially bringing out more of your true self, more of your authentic self. So we start with resonance, and then we work on articulation, which is just going to help you to be more clear, more audible. The easier your voice is to listen to, the more people are going to want to listen to you. The more you're going to be able to make people feel something from those sounds. And in turn, you will be more confident, right? Because essentially that's what we want. We want to speak and make people listen and feel something. And that the more that that happens, the more we get that feedback, the more confident we're going to be. Are we good, Krystal? Okay.
Yeah, good. This is good. So helpful.
So we've got presence, we've got voice, and now we're going to move into more of that mental stuff. But the first thing of the two mental pieces, the last two are more mental than physical, is connection with your audience. So if you want to feel confident when you're speaking to any audience, right? On a stage, online, a potential client, in a live training, make it about them. Be of service. As soon as you have a reason to speak and you have what we call in the acting world is an objective, right? You always want something from someone. And that may seem, oh, I don't want anything. I just want to tell my story. But why? Why open your mouth? Nothing should be thrown away. You obviously want to share your story or share your training or speak on a TED Talk because you want to influence someone. You want to impact them. What do you want from them? Do you want them to buy your program, or do you want them to quit drinking, or, what is it? And so if you know your objective, you know what you want, you're going to think less in your head about yourself and how you sound and how you look and how you feel. And you're going to direct that energy towards the listener. What do you want from them? And why do they need to listen to you now? Right? And then again, that's all going to help them feel something, which in turn is going to make you feel confident. Okay. So that is more of like technical stuff. And then the last piece, number 4, is the mindset, speaking with grit. So how do we get our mindset right so that we can build that confidence when we're speaking? Well, I go back to this. We move our bodies first. And if you're someone who's like, I'm not really a mover, you can go for a walk. You can just like stretch a little bit, move around in your seat. If you've been sitting in a chair all day and your energy's kind of dropped, right? You have to move your body to start to connect to your body. So first, move that body. Second, this should probably go without saying, but know your material. And I see this a lot too. People say, I don't want to have a script because then I'm not going to be authentic. I'm not saying you have to type word for word verbatim what you're going to say and memorize it unless you want to, which actors do that. And we watch their movies and we're like, wow, their performance was so authentic, right? So that you can do that and you can do it very authentically and build that skill. But if you would rather speak off the cuff, you can do that. But don't be surprised when you start talking down, start talking about bananas when you were supposed to be talking about oranges. So have some points of what you want to cover so that you stick to your objective and really know your material. The more you feel like, okay, I know this inside and out, your confidence will come. And I think a lot of times, especially as entrepreneurs, I don't know, you probably can relate, Krystal. Sometimes we're like, what am I going to talk about in my live? I'm not an expert in this, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. I know I've done that, but then I try to keep it within my realm of that, like make it true to me. So even if you're not an expert on every single topic you maybe want to talk about, find some sources that you can reference or, direct people and be honest. You don't have to know everything, right? But know what you're going to talk about. And then here's just some little tips about speaking with confidence when it comes to having grit. first remember that public speaking is the number one fear out there, above death. Okay, so you are not unique. You are not alone. 75 or 70, I think it's 77% of people fear public speaking. And now public speaking is virtual. I get a lot of people, well, I'm not public speaking on stages. Well, this is public speaking, right? Talking even one-on-one to somebody that you haven't met before is public speaking. Trying to sell something is public speaking. So as entrepreneurs, we are always selling. We are always speaking. We're always public speaking. So remember, you're not unique. You're not alone. It's totally normal to be nervous. And in fact, I argue that if you're not nervous, then something's wrong. That's when you're going to mess up. That's when when you get too comfortable, you have to raise the bar. And this is the same in theater and acting. Like you could do the same show, right? Over and over and over and over. But before you go on, you should have some butterflies in your stomach. You should be nervous / excited. So I tell my clients to turn that nerves into adrenaline. And this is where, you can change your thoughts. Just tell yourself, I'm not nervous. I'm excited. And at first it's going to be like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm nervous. But the more we can remember, it's the same physiological symptoms, right? Or reactions in the body, right? Our heart races, our palms get sweaty. We breathe a lot more shallow. Adrenaline, nerves, anxiety or adrenaline, it's kind of the same, right? It's just about our thoughts around it. And then the more you can do that, the more you actually will be excited to speak. And this goes back to what I said about making it about the other person. Be in the moment. We are so focused again on either ourselves, how we sound, how we look, that we lose sight of the other, but we also are so concerned about the outcome, are they going to comment? Are they going to share this? Are they going to sign up for my program? The more you can just deliver and be present, and that goes back to, again, grounding and being confident in your presence. So you're not so worked up and worried and thinking about what's happening, what next, and what's going to happen and what's going to come from your talk, but you're simply in the moment being of service, right? And remember that you're not for everybody. That's a big lesson I think we learn as entrepreneurs always, especially if we're service-based and we're heart-centered, mostly women. We want everybody to like me. And if one person unfollows us, it's like, why? Right. But so it's okay. The more you speak with confidence, the more you may repel the wrong people. And this one might be a little bit off the cuff here, but I like to remind people that you're not that important. If you want to speak with confidence, just remember that not everybody's watching you as closely as you are watching you. So you may watch your video after and be like, oh, I said so too many times, or I said too many times, or my mic wasn't perfect. Most people aren't caring about you that much. We're not that critical. We're not watching you that closely. So that's just something to remember. Put it in the back of your mind that you are probably 20 times more critical to yourself than anybody watching you. And then finally, to speak with grit, the last piece, the mindset piece. Remember, again, like I said, this is a skill. It's a skill that builds over time. I see so many entrepreneurs just commit to the idea that they're just not good at it. Well, I'm not good at speaking. I'm better at copy. I'm better at, posting pictures. That's great. People buy from people who know, like, and trust you, or who we know, like, and trust, right? So don't bash yourself down if this is something you struggle with. Remember, it's a journey. It's a skill, just like learning how to write a landing page, right? Or learning how to master a sales call. These are skills we can learn, and there are people who can help you with them. There are coaches, and everyone needs to work on this skill. We think, oh, well, I know how to talk, but this is a whole different level. And most of us did not grow up with the internet, most of us are probably in our late 20s or 30s that are doing this kind of work. And, we haven't grown up with devices. This is not something that is like, quote unquote, natural for us. So it is a bit awkward. There is a learning curve to be speaking to the camera and feel authentic and feel good about it. So I'll just review those 4 things, those 4 pillars. I know I said a lot within those 4 pillars, but in essence, this is how we'll wrap it up. Presence, voice, connection with your audience, and mindset. And the overall message I'd like you to take away is that it's a skill. You can learn it. It's a journey. Confidence will be built by doing the thing.
I love that. And I love the connection back to authenticity and how you don't just have to fake it till you make it. Like there's actual tangible things that you can do to help yourself become more comfortable and build that skill, build that muscle to become more confident in the way that your online presence comes across. So I think that you've given this audience a lot of really tangible things that they can do to help them really enhance and better their speaking presence and become a lot more confident in their online presence. So that's amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope so. And if anybody has any questions, you can pop it in the chat and tag me or Krystal, and I'll get back to it. Yeah, I like to have concrete things, like you said, tangible, because I think a lot in this coaching world, it's like, just make your mindset better, or like manifest it. And that's all great. I'm not saying that it doesn't, it definitely comes into play, but like anything, the more we work at a skill, we develop the technique, the more confident we're going to be. So don't just think you're either good or bad at something. You can always find help and improve.
Yeah, exactly. And Emmanuel, you give away so much amazing free resources and incredible content and support for the people in your audience. So can you tell everyone where they can find you?
Absolutely. I'd love to. I have a Facebook group. It's called Captivate. You could probably just write that in Facebook and find it. On IG, I am Emanuela_speaking coach. And right now, on Thursday, we're starting a 7-day challenge. It's called the Go Live or Go Home Challenge. What you get is 7 daily prompts to your phone, text prompts. I give you a topic. We're also going to have a training at the beginning of the 7 days and a little closing party at the end. So I'll be there alongside with you, cheering you on. It's a great little community. We all follow each other and cheer each other on. So if lives are something that you're either afraid to do, or you just don't know what to talk about, or you lack that consistency, this is kind of like a nice little launch to get you into feeling more consistent with your live videos. If you want to do that, it's the Go Live or Go Home Challenge. It's on my IG, or maybe I could post the link in the comments.
Yeah, please do. Please put the link below. I think that would be so beneficial for anybody who's not comfortable on live video or just really wants to challenge themselves to go live every day for 7 days. Like this is just the most beautiful challenge to be able to do that. And you can really see how your engagement and your own confidence grows in such a short stretch of time. So I love this challenge and I'm so excited to challenge all of you to do it.
Yeah. It's just a lot of fun, and you meet some other people because you start to watch their lives and you're all like using the hashtag. So it's a great way to build community.
So good. Well, I super appreciate you being here today. I don't see any comments coming through unless they're not working, which is totally possible. So we'll have a look at those later on. If you're catching the replay, go ahead and pop your comment down below and we will make sure to get an answer for you. Thank you so much for being here. So appreciate it. And look
Happy to be here.
See you all on the next one. We'll be live tomorrow for our next training. Talk to you guys later.